Hi guys, it's the ex-church girl, and this little hair is not gonna let me be great today. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it moving. Uh, I can't be fumbling with this. I just don't have the patience for it right now. I really want to get these videos out while I'm in the mood for videotaping right now. Today, I was sitting here after work, relaxing, chilling, getting ready to watch a movie on Hallmark. Oh, there's my manners. Thank you guys for coming on and supporting my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for the support of this channel all year. I appreciate your love and support. I love you. Here from Atlanta, this cold, cold city today. The sun did come out today because I needed that little dose of sunshine, just that 2 seconds of heat that's on my hands. My hands were ice cold today. But anyway, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I think I said that already. Also, if you please hit that like button so that more people can get exposed to my videos, because YouTube has ways of picking and putting out videos with nonsense on them. They suggest certain videos to people. So let's support each other more and more in 2023. Let's support each other and be more proactive about not waiting on other people to support us, but let's support each other, okay? Today, my topic is why being 18 is a pivotal time to make decisions for your life. Okay, now I'm talking more to my 18-year-olds because this is the time. Now, I'm not going to rush through this video, so if you want to come back and maybe put it on pause, come back, watch, just, don't forget about it. When you watch, when you listen, I know I get a little long-winded sometimes, but I do that for a reason, because I want to make sure I'm putting in as much information as I can when I'm speaking, when I'm thinking about it, because my mind, I have so many projects going on at one time. So when I download information, I have to jump on and release it so that if I don't write it down, it goes away and then it comes back. But then I'm on to the next project in my mind. I'm always working on multitasking on things, right? But I really want to focus on 18-year-olds because, let me get closer so you all can see me better. Because I feel like this age group, this is where I got distracted at being an 18-year-old. Now, my hometown is Chicago, and this is where I got all mixed up and confused at. I got confused with my purpose. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a mentor. And this is why I'm planning on, I want to become a mentor to future nurses, nursing students. Like, I really want to mentor you all, because if you get out there now, they're criminally charging nurses with crimes or whatever because they make a mistake. And I want you all to be in nursing as long as I have, and keep your license clean, like a driver's license. Like, you want to keep that record clean. You don't want any issues with it, right? And anyway, I'm saying, going back to my 18-year-olds, it's a pivotal time in your life, because this is the time that you're either going to be successful or you're going to be stagnant. Now, let me say that again. You're either going to be successful or you're going to be stagnant. And recently, I've discovered this about myself. My 18-year-old self didn't get a chance to finish off her puberty before I had to delve into being a single mom. And people think you can just pop out a baby and that's it. Like, they don't worry about the daycare. They don't concern about who would take care of the baby in daycare. They're not concerned about the safety. They're not concerned about where the child will live, where they will live. Like, everything is so, it's just like you have a baby and that's it. Like, through osmosis, it just happens and then you move on. It's not simple. It's not that simple, people. Life is never going to be that simple, because we have to understand that with each action, there's a reaction, like a science project. When you do this, this happens. When you do that, that happens. And you have to understand that's how your life is also. We can't just pop out a baby and that's it. And our parents, as much as they thought they loved us, I'll give them credit. For some, they do love us. They did love us. But a lot of times they didn't have the tools necessary to even take care of themselves. And here they are having children. Let me move closer. Here they are having children and not being able to teach their children. So what happens? The cycles continue. The cycle goes on and on and on and on. Like nobody understands. They talk about generational curses. That's how these bad situations keep moving from one generation to the next. It's kind of like, and I'm not knocking people on public aid because I was on public aid for a short time. I was on public aid because I had a child. I didn't have any other income. But when I first opened that envelope and saw that first check, it was like this. I opened that. I was like, I remember shaking the envelope, like looking at it, turning it upside down, like, where's the, asked my mom, where's the rest of it? I said, I can't live off of $250 a month. And from that day forward, I made a decision not to be a public aid recipient. I consciously had to make that decision because I knew that if I didn't make that decision, I was going to be on public aid forever and a day. Like, I just knew because my mom had been on it forever and a day. Not to knock what she did, but that's what she got used to. And it's like that old pair of shoes that you wear. When you run them down, you just keep wearing them because that's all you get, that's all you get used to. But I want you all who are 18 years old, you all that are 18, these are your vital years. These are the years you're going to make those decisions that make you or break you. These are those years that you're either going to be have a life of peace or you're going to have a life of struggle. And it starts here. And I didn't understand that I had took those vital years and got pregnant at 18. And it was just once I got pregnant, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it because that was it. Because now I was already behind with what I needed to do in life. My goals had to be postponed. My plans had to be postponed. And I wasn't able to provide properly for a child when I wasn't even able to provide for myself. And I sit here today telling you all, don't go out here having kids early. Now, if you're already in that situation, I'm going to start showing you all how to go places and buy things that are affordable where you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. Like, I can just tell you now, like, a lot of times you can go to like Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and get products that are just as good as some of the other name brand products. Now, food, I would say kind of stick to foods you know about, unless you try certain foods, generic foods, and they're okay. Then you can buy them again if you want to. But you've got to learn how to budget. When I got my first job as a tutor, I didn't budget any money. I wasn't taught how to budget money. When we got our little money from our stipend from my mom, every month we would get $20 a month each child, which was a lot, come to think of it. And we would take that money and run to the store right away. And we would just take that money and run and go and spend it all on candy. And like 2 or 3 days, that $20 would be gone. So you see how I didn't learn about money. I learned the hard way about money. And by doing without, by lacking, that's what I learned, that I had to stop living like that. And I had to make a decision to say, okay, I'm not going to keep living like that. That's not living. That's surviving, not thriving, right? And when you're 18 and you got a child, you have to learn how to shop at places and, I would say thrift for yourself, not necessarily for a child, because you can always wash your clothes in Pine Sol several times and then, hang them up or throw them in the dryer or whatever. It's the thrift, because you can really find some great things at the thrift stores, right? But do you really want to live like that? Because at 18, you now have to decide, well, how the heck do I want to live? Do I want to be balling out every month? Or do I want to wait for Christmas time when I get a tax refund? Or do I want to wait, like, if I don't work, then how will my life be? If I'm not able to work because I have a child. Or what kind of job will I qualify for if I'm pregnant with a child? Like, these are some of the things. Or if you're a guy, you have a baby on the way, how will that affect your income? And you like to buy sneakers, you like to buy Jordans, you like to buy game systems. And these game systems are crazy high. They're like $500+. Like, you know, so you really have to understand, like, how will I adjust if I have a child without being married? Am I ready to get married at 18? Probably not, because you're still discovering who you are at 18. You're not ready to even have a child. You're not even discover another person if you haven't even discovered yourself yet. But again, if you are in this situation, continue to listen, because I'm going to be giving some advice on how to adjust once you have a child. And hopefully you have this parental support that, you know, they can, you know, keep the baby while you go to work. And when you say you're going somewhere, don't tell your parents you're going to work and you don't go to work, or you leave work early. Be responsible. But that starts now, before you start having children. I'm just letting you know my experience. This is my own experience as an 18-year-old. That was a long time ago. So I'm just remembering some facts that I feel like are pertinent to this conversation. And had somebody told me the truth about having a child at 18, I would have reconsidered it. Like, I would have made steps to prevent myself from getting pregnant. But again, I did not have that conversation with anybody. I just kind of felt like, just didn't know. Just out of ignorance, sheer ignorance, I did not know. But that still doesn't, life still held me accountable for what I didn't know. And that's why I'm telling you all now that you have to make sure that you understand life will hold you accountable for the choices you make, no matter what age you are. Life will hold you accountable. And I just had to say that, you know, if you're in that situation where you're having a child, you have children, now you've got to make a decision. How do you want to live with these kids now that you have children? What neighborhood do you want to live in? If you're not in your desired neighborhood right now, how do you plan on getting there? How do you plan on, you know, sacrificing to have your children wear the best clothes? Like when I had kids, I wore the same pair of shoes for the summer. I had one pair of summer sandals. I had one pair of winter shoes. I had one pair of work shoes. And because I wanted my kids to wear the best. So I sacrificed. I just kept my hair up. I kept my hair up as best as I could, like every 2 weeks instead of every week. At that time, I did not wear weave. So it was a sacrifice. I had to sacrifice from what I wanted to have my kids to have it. And you can't always say that your kids will grow up and be grateful and thankful for what you provided for them. So that's another whole realm of things. And you know, you love your kids to the best of your ability, but also don't put yourself third, fourth, or fifth. Put yourself first. And people are like, oh, okay. Because I'm saying that from hindsight, what I didn't see in the beginning was that had I taken better care of myself, I would have made better choices. I would have provided better, even more better, much better for my children. Because by me putting myself at the bottom of the totem pole, at the bottom of the list by wearing one pair of shoes, or then it's like, I felt like what I was doing was, and this is part of being a parent, it was like I was doing too much for everybody. And that's why I got into the habit of doing too much for everybody else, because I didn't learn how to put myself first. Had I put myself first, I would have said, okay, this is the neighborhood I want to live in. I'm not sacrificing. Even if I do have kids, I want my kids to live in this neighborhood, and I want to drive this kind of car. Then I would have sat down and spoke to my kids. We would have had this long conversation about how if you do great in school, and we would have had a negotiation contract going on. If you do great in school, then I'm going to help you along the way. I'm going to help you. I'm going to provide this for you, and we're going to be able to stay in this lush neighborhood. We're going to be able to ride in this kind of car, because you have to include everybody in that contract. You can't just have a one-sided contract. Like me, I wasn't in the contract. I only had my kids in it. So they benefited fully from the contract, where I just made the contract and then put myself in it. Because had I put myself first, and I know a lot of people say put your kids first, had I put myself and made myself a priority, I would have stayed in a safe neighborhood. I wouldn't have moved so much. I would have been on top of my finances. I would have took courses about finances. I would have kept my credit A1. So we could have, keep living. So even if you don't have the money, credit wise, you can still live in those great neighborhoods, right? Or drive the kind of car you really want, right? Instead of being on the bus for a year or two and then having to go through all of those things. So because when your kids see you struggling like that, it kind of like you're telling them it's okay to live like that. And that's what I saw coming up. I saw the struggle mode. I saw how people, it was okay to be without food for a couple of days out of the month and go borrow money and then try to, make ends meet, not stretching the budget enough. No, had I put myself first, I would have said, no, we're going to have a fully stocked fridge and a deep freezer. We're going to have plenty of juices, plenty of water. We're going to buy the best clothes or do layaway. Back in the day, you could even do layaways. Like now, the layaway now is what PayPal paying for, right? The installment agreements. That's what it is now. So there are really no excuses why your kids can't look good and you can't look good, because there's so many ways now to get credit out here. You can buy so much stuff now on credit because it's a Calmore or Carmore. It's a lot of things that you can do, like installment payment. You can buy all this stuff and then paying for installments. It's like a layaway used to be back in the day, where you just go and get the stuff out in like 30 days. So you have to pay like every 2 weeks, something like that. Right. And anyway, getting back to what I was saying, it's just so many things that you have to agree upon for yourself. And your kids are younger, then you have to make all those decisions, but include yourself in the contract too. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you get your nails done, your feet done, your manicure, pedicure, your teeth are clean, that you go to your doctor visits, and then live in a safe neighborhood so that you don't have to be stressed about that. Like, it's so many things that entails being a parent. And I didn't know. I had no clue. Thought I was doing it the right way. But I saw my mother sacrifice so much that I thought that was the right way to do it. Like, I thought that was the best way to live. And I learned the hard way that by me putting myself last, that means I didn't take care of my mental health. I didn't take care of my physical health. I wasn't working out, nothing. And this is why I'm telling young people that if you don't learn these things early on, you will sacrifice and people say, well, you're supposed to sacrifice for your kids. I get all of that. You will sacrifice, but you also have to make sure that you're not doing it to your detriment. You're not doing it to say just because you're a parent, you're obligated to take care of yourself. Because if you're sinking and drowning in debt and stress and chaos, you can't have a happy home like that. Then you end up arguing, fighting with your kids. You end up being stressed out. Your home is your oasis. Like, it's your place of just peace and joy. Like, it should be a place you just come home to and just woosah. Like, that should be your number one place to rest and relax. Because if you can't rest at home, I don't know where else you can rest. You can't rest on these jobs, And that's all I'm saying. Like, I really want you all to understand the importance of taking care of yourself first and sacrificing to make your life great for yourself and your children. Like, if you already have children, you have to be the provider. You have to be everything now. But I'm saying, go and get that outfit you want for yourself. Maybe get an outfit every 2 weeks for yourself. Maybe alternate, buy an outfit this pay period, next pay period, get a pair of shoes, next pay period, get a purse, get a coat. Like, do something for yourself. That's all I'm saying, because I was putting myself on the back burner, and I learned how to people please. I learned how to jump over hoops for other people. I learned how to take care of other people, but I never learned how to take care of me. I never learned how to take care of who I was as a woman. And it cost me. It almost cost me. I almost paid a high price for not taking care of myself. So I'm telling you all today, if you're young, you don't have any children, great. You have a time, you have time to get yourself together now. You have time to get your master plan. And if you're older and you haven't set a plan yet, get your plan together. And I think this is why people try to put single moms down, because they feel like we don't have our stuff together, we don't have our ish together. And a lot of us don't, because we're so busy trying to get the food on the table. We're trying to provide for our kids. We're trying to do things for our kids. So we are falling off to the wayside. And also, ladies, take care. Listen to your children. Listen to them. Have weekly meetings with your kids. Make it a fun, like a date night with your kids or something. Family night. Just make it night, not date night. Don't make it all weirder. Just make it family night, right? Where you have a night where you sit down and watch movies. I had started doing that with my kids, and I got so busy working, whatever, I got away from it. And that's another thing. Don't spend all your time working, because that time goes like that. Maybe work. You work a couple of weeks overtime, then you stop, then you relax with your family, and do it in cycles so that you're not always just, working, because you need that family time too. And that's about it for this video. I know I was long-winded on here, but I really wanted to share some knowledge with you all. I really want you all to win. I really want you all to be the best you can be in life. I genuinely want you all to be where you are without struggling to get there. I want you all to be the best because you're capable of it. And a lot of times people just don't tell others how great they are because they're so focused on themselves. I'm sorry. Sorry, people. I'm sorry. People are so focused on what they need, how they can get it, that they don't think about anybody else. And we really have to encourage our people out there. We have to encourage each other. That's all I'm saying. We really need to encourage each other out there. We really need to keep encouraging each other. Because sometimes people just need a kind word. They just need to hear that they're valuable, that they're important to somebody, that somebody loves them. That's why I started saying, oh, I love you, because some people never hear those words. They never hear those words spoken to them. They only hear what they don't do in life, how they've disappointed somebody, how they didn't help, how they didn't do good enough. And people, words are powerful. Words are very powerful, and we've got to understand that if we don't encourage each other, and that's why I tell you how to speak powerful words of your own life. You are not your circumstances. You are great. You are successful. You are valuable too. You are valuable. And I want you all to say positive things to yourselves. The next couple of weeks, I want you all to focus on being positive to yourself and understanding that things may not look like you want them to right now, but don't look at that. Just keep pushing forward. Keep moving forward. And I want my young people to understand your value, because if they can short circuit your value, they can get you. They can tell you negative things and put that stuff in your head and tell you that you're not good enough. They're lying. You are great. You are a diamond. You are a diamond. You are gems over here. You are ready to go out into the world and shine. You have power, and people fail to recognize their value. They fail to recognize their power. They fail to recognize their greatness because somebody told them they weren't good enough. How dare somebody speak those words over another child? How dare you take those words and speak them to people who are great? How dare you try to dull a diamond? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? When there's so many people out here are great. And that's why people go to the grave with their ideas, with their creations, because nobody told them how great they were. Nobody told them how valuable they were. And I want you all to understand You start looking in that mirror and telling yourself every day that I am the greatest. Just like Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am deserving of the best in life. And you go into 2023 with your best, putting your best foot forward. It's not about perfection. It's about getting to the place where you have a peace in your life, in your mind, your circumstances. It's all about peace. And stop letting people speak over your life. When somebody says something negative over your life, you cancel those words. Because you are great. You are valuable. You are priceless. You are a diamond. And thank you, diamonds, for watching this. I know I got a little emotional on here, but I want people to stop saying those negative words over your children. Children are put here to be a blessing. They are a blessing to us. They are a blessing to us. And we let sit up here and we talk stuff over our children and we wonder why they don't progress, why they don't do any better. You speak positive over your children. You hug your children. You love on those kids. They deserve that. They didn't ask to be brought here. They didn't ask for you to bring them here. The least you could do is love them. The minimum you could do is love your children. They deserve that. And even if you are a single mom or dad, you love on yourself too. You go in that mirror, you tell yourself how great you are, that you're doing the best you can, and you will do better. You will thrive instead of just surviving. And I want 2023 to be your best year. And I bless your life. I bless your pockets. I bless your wallets to be full and overflowing. That's my blessing, my prayer. My prayer is for you to be healthy and whole and happy and be at peace with being who you are. Stop trying to be what other people want you to be. Stop trying to be what folks want you to see. Stop trying to be Instagram ready and be real with yourself. Be real with who you are. Shine. Be different. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not going to look the same. Everybody's not going to talk the same. Love who you are. Be that best version of who you are. You can do it. You will do it. You can do it. Diamonds, I love you. I bless you. I adore you. Thank you for watching today. And if you don't come back and watch another video until next week sometime, I love you. Blessings and abundance to you. And have a safe, happy, Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you all from the Ex-Church Girl. Love you all.